Icicles crawl from the fangs and jaw while the maw of the wolf shook vigorously. Chaotically fraught with woe hunger brought which he thought to alleviate immediately. Peeking through the storm, through forming of the wind and the hail and the snow, shone a single flickering light, inviting new opportunity. A chance to transform his current situation with a desperate plea. Hearing a bellow from inside the yellow hay-home semi-spherical dome alluding that in fact, someone was home.
I'll simply ask if I can enter to bask in warmth and perhaps have some...
Gray eyes spied inside a window occupied by a delectable, delicious-looking swine with a purple and pink supple hide.
Pork rinds.
Entranced at the chance, claws creaked and advanced, a slight prance as he began to romance a devious plan. For a wolf will inevitably be, unconvincingly, a vicious and violent and manipulative beast.
Hello, good sir. There's been a terrible carriage accident down the hill. Sir, please let me in. My friend is very hurt, so I need your help, whoever you are.
The pig was startled and leaped in behind, his woven straw couch held together with twine.
Are you sure you need my help? I hope they'll be fine. It's just who drives their carriage at this time of night, in this type of weather, this far from the woods? Surely they certainly were up to no good.
Please, Mr. Pig, I need your help. It's a matter of life or death.
Slowly hooves clopped across brass-bladed floors, and 3 keratin toes shook, reaching for the door.
One more question before I let you in my place. How did you know I was a pig without seeing my face?
The stone door parted way by way of the wolf's weight, as the straw trough dropped atop those caught in its wake. The wolf retched back with a violent delight and thought to himself,
Oh, I could go for another bite.
when he spotted a leather-bound brown book on the ground labeled property of Paul the Pig.
An address book, Only 2 other names in it. This guy was Mr. Popularity. Number 1, George Baconeer, Twig House, down the road.
Staring intensively while his nails searched for meat caught between the now bloody mouth as he sucked on his teeth.
And number 2, John the Big Mouth Bragger. Tell me how you really feel. Mansion, closest to town. Well, looks like my night got a whole lot more interesting. Tra-la-la-la-la.
We should have checked on Paul. He's all alone in that cabin so far in the woods. How's he going to let someone know if something happens? I swear a swift breeze could fell that switch. At least you have a phone.
I have the switch house. And trust me, it ain't going nowhere. Paul loves living alone. He loves the hills. Not all of us want to live in a big brick mansion. Not all of us forget where we came from.
I remember exactly where I came from. It's why I have this brick house. You could have one too if you weren't so lazy.
I'm not lazy, John. I just have carpal tunnel. And fibromyalgia. And social anxiety disorder. And I'm allergic to my own sweat. Plus rectangles make me sad.
Well, I called to see if you could go down to check on Paul.
Why don't you do it yourself, John? Or are you too lazy?
Publishers Clearinghouse. We've got a giant check here for your neighbor, Mr. and Mrs. They don't seem to be home, so we figured, why not give the money to you? 15 million's nothing to sneeze at, huh?
For me?
The pig leapt with glee and reached for the door, for there was no better offer than an offer could be than a stack from the ceiling to floor of free money. Of this he was sure. But, he thought, There isn't a house in the front or the side or adjacent or across or even behind.
I have no neighbor. What lunacy do you spread? I live alone since my parents are dead, and my brothers don't sleep with me in their bed.
Then a single thought began parading in his head before his back-aching heart began filling with dread.
Alone, you say?
Back George was thrown by the destruction of his home as he clung to wooden cover gripping the phone to call his brother.
Hello? 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 George! Oh no, George, is that you?
Now, who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad.
Immediately John knew his brother's life was through, as it was sadly true this was not the first they saw of a wolf's malicious, maniacal mauling maw. Further past than John would like to admit, back to the age when he was a kid, his father, sad to say, was more like his brothers, failing to provide for him and the others. A cardboard house was the shelter provided, but there was much love to fill the spaces inside it. Until on a bright scarlet moon, when they'd failed to heed the howl of the wolf. What a folly indeed. The attack had come to a jerky close. The triplets hid themselves under dirty clothes, and all eyed the wolf, who was fairly close, as he sniffed at the pile while each held their breath for more than a while. Not a sniffle had crept from their nose. Now in the present, another wolf had returned, and John learned from his father's mistake. This time the wolf had a lesson to learn. Barricading windows and doors with furniture, statues, and 2x4, he reinforced the entrances and exits, of course, before taking up residence on his dining room floor. Doused the fireplace with oil and kerosene, awaiting his revenge on the foul, fierce fiend. Hours passed, which felt like days, as the piglet's frightened mind began to run out of tricks to play. Certain he was the moment was here. Nothing left to feel after swallowing his fear.
John, I said, John, this here, Constable Leghorn from town. Now, we got reports. I said we got reports of a wolf in the area. I hope you don't mind. We came by to do a wellness check. Well, just a wellness check to make sure everything's okay. Oh, good Lord. Good Lord, John, I see the wolf in the distance. He's getting close, boy. Let me in, boy, let me in.
John suspiciously eyed the window outside, the blocked frosted glass obscuring his sight.
Well, sir, why not just fly a little high in the sky to land grand atop my mansion with a plop? Surely with two of those big burly wings you could simply just soar up on top of the thing. My chimney is the only opening I've not blocked. So if you can't get up there, you're right out of luck.
Why, yes, John, I say I glide right on up.
That'll be a first since chickens can't fly and neither can wolves, or so I read.
You're no fool. No, we cannot. But we surely can climb indeed.
Scraping siding, the wolf began climbing, higher he pried as John swelled with pride. The wolf tiptoed over to the chimney and leapt down hurriedly in a jiffy. Near reaching the bottom, he extended his limbs, attempting to stop, for a smell caught his attention, his senses obscured by an increase in tension.
Oh, by the way, I have an answer to your question.
The wolf snarls and quivers, stomach curling with indigestion. A match well scraped as fire lined the face of the ebony stone brick-encased, kerosene-filled fireplace.
Now who's afraid of the big bad wolf? No one.
A pillar of fire shot out in the night as a howl dissipated to the piglet's delight when a plume of grey ash from the wolf drifted alone, disappearing in the wood and the hail and the snow.
Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Tra la 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 la. Long ago there were 3 pigs.